If you're visiting Siem Reap and you want to escape the crowds and the lineups when you visit Angkor Park, watch this video. I'll give you the best itinerary to have the best experience while you're visiting here.
Civil rights, you demand that I eternize your name. Walk ahead. Cover us in shame. I take the blame. Living by the rules, team which high school blues. Walk ahead.
So I hope you get a chance to watch this video because these are the kinds of crowds that you'll be able to avoid. The majority of tourists that visit the Angkor National Park will try to organize some kind of tour guide or a tuk-tuk driver to take them around to the various sites, which is great, and I recommend that you should do that. But in most cases, they have an agenda they want to take you to, and it often follows a similar agenda from other tuk-tuk drivers or tour guides. Because of this, you end up kind of following the crowd and end up getting stuck in these big groups of people or in big lineups. Once I discovered this, I realized you can go to other sites that have literally no one, even though it can be at the height of tourism, thousands of people visiting, and yet there are so many sites you can go to where there'll just be almost no one. So the first site I'm starting with today is Ta Prohm. Here's a first perfect example. Usually this tree has a lineup of people trying to get a picture by it. There's a big massive crowd here. It's like overwhelming, not very nice. So come at the right time. No one here, super peaceful. You can get all the pictures you want. The reason Ta Prohm is my favorite is just because of the trees, the wildlife, the nature, just trying to take over these ancient ruins. The battle between what man has made and nature, and just, it's really wild to see. Another epic tree just bossing it up and taking over this area. Just incredible. What an amazing tree. Okay, I want to show you. So if you see this tree at Ta Prohm, and then you go over to this little thing, I'll show you what happens when you go inside. Suck the Bible.
បាទ
បាទខ្ញុំស្គាល់
បាទលឺទេ
Blue
បាទខ្លាំង
ចូលចិត្ត
ចិត្តហើយមកពីខេត្តណាវិញ
មកពីកាណាដា
មកពីកាណាដា
រត់នៅសៀមរាប9ឆ្នាំហើយ
អូអរគុណ
បាទអរគុណច្រើន
បាទអរគុណ
បើធ្វើការទីនេះយូរហើយទេ
យូរហើយ
យូរហើយ
កាលមុននៅអង្គរតូចអង្គរវត្ត
អូអញ្ចឹង
បានមកនៅបន្ទាយក្តី
អូ
ទីក្តីហើយបានមកនៅតាព្រំ
អូល្អបដូរកន្លែង
បាទបដូរកន្លែង
អូចូលចិត្តកន្លែងមួយណាជាងគេ
តាណាក៏ចូលចិត្តដែរ
អូបាទអរគុណច្រើន បាទជិមរីភ្លា
បាទជម្រាប
I don't know if you could hear that, me thumping on my chest in there, but when you're in there, it lets out this huge, deep bass, and it just kind of rocks you. It's kind of cool. Just the sound waves, I guess, how it's designed, it bounces, and yeah, it's pretty wild. And then, yeah, the security guard came over, he saw me, and he was surprised I knew about it. Okay. Ta Prohm is also like a maze. There's so many different ways you can go, and there's a lot of cool trees you don't want to miss, so it's okay to circle around and do lots of loops as you try to find these different spots. this dinosaur carving. I don't know, a lot of speculation around that carving. I don't think my timing could have been any better. As I'm leaving, there's thousands of people pouring in here. It's just before 9 o'clock, so obviously most of these people probably saw the Angkor sunrise, did an Angkor Wat tour, maybe hit Bayon, and they're on their way to Ta Prohm. Huge difference now, just tons and tons of people pouring in here. So now you can kind of see what I was talking about. They have their agenda and they stick to it, their tour. But if you would like to see these epic sites like Ta Prohm and not have all the overcrowding and big lineups, do it how I said. Come here 6:30 in the morning and you'll have the entire site to yourself to get all the shots and really enjoy the site. And so now here's kind of the dilemma. Lots of people that come visit, they only get the one-day pass. If you only have a one-day pass and you're maybe torn because you want to see the Angkor sunrise, that's going to be the dilemma. So if we were to go to Angkor Wat right now, empty. Okay, so now we're at Bayon. That would be my recommended next stop on this itinerary. This one's really difficult to hit right where there isn't a lot of crowds. But I've found that it is best to hit it in the morning, so, and the earlier the better. So my recommendation would be to go to Ta Prohm and then Bayon. While there still might be some people here, this is a pretty wide open site, so you don't really have to worry about lineups, even if it is busy. But just for getting pictures and exploring, and even for the heat factor, it's best to go in the morning. This one's pretty exposed to the sun, so in the afternoon it gets pretty miserable, and yet that's when I see most people are here. The buses start rolling in and it gets really, really crowded. This is another good site too to be very vocal with your tour guide, because I've seen lots of people stand in these crowds looking at these walls, and they'll sit here for 45 minutes in the heat dying as they listen to a history story. Now the stories are really cool and your tour guides are very informative. They have a lot of knowledge about the history and what these carvings mean and different things. But just be vocal about maybe how long you want to stand or how much history you want to learn about. Try to get some tidbits, maybe some information, some cool facts, but I'd be very leery about trying to get every story. You will be here for hours in the heat, dying. I don't know if you can hear that, but there are just thousands of bats screeching right now. So at nighttime, I'm sure they come pouring out from every entrance and exit of this place. Kind of gross. I like the cool elephant carving with the warriors sitting on top. It's pretty cool. Okay, so that's just a real mini quick tour of Bayon. Guaranteed when you come here you'll see the monkeys. Monkeys are everywhere, and if they're not at Bayon, they're off on one of the side roads, but they're always in the area. I would be careful with the monkeys. They have been known to bite. People are terrible with feeding them, and it's made them really aggressive, so be careful of that. There's a famous Bayon pig that walks around. Actually, there's a couple pigs now, and they walk around quite freely. They become kind of celebrities. And then this area also has some great hornbills that fly around. I made a video about that. I'll post that link for that video if you're interested in great hornbills. But yeah, see at Bayon there's monkeys everywhere, all over the place. And you don't have to worry too much about getting bitten by a monkey. It's people that give them food. And I had to learn the lesson the hard way. Last year, we were playing around giving them bananas, and sure enough, I got bit. Had to get all the rabies vaccines that are expensive. You have to get 5 of them. Not worth it. But they are typically safe and friendly. If you watch them from a distance, take pictures, you know, but it's when you let them crawl all over you and they start stealing your stuff and you give them food, you're asking to get bit. Okay, I just got back to the bike and the heat is cranking up, so I'm kind of feeling a coconut. So let's just drive over there. Đây, sọc sờ bái.
ចាសុខសប្បាយ
មានផ្លៃតងប្រូជាតិទេ
មានដងតិចគាត់ខកខកណាស់អីនេះ1 4000
អូខេ
សុំមួយតាំងទេគាត់ណាស់សិភា
អូខេ
អង្គុយលេង
Lifesaver. Ooh. So maybe I'll just quickly tell you about my ideal itinerary for visiting Angkor Park. If you only have a 1-day pass and you have the dilemma of viewing the Angkor Wat sunrise or going to Ta Prohm, I highly recommend going to Ta Prohm. So that's how I would do it. And then before lunch, you've already done all the best of Angkor Park. And you did it with no crowds. You're gonna have amazing pictures and videos with no people in it. And then at this point, I'd be thinking escaping the heat by jumping in a pool, going to a resort, having some good food, and relaxing for the entire hot part of the afternoon until evening, and then you can think about where you want to go for an amazing sunset. Okay, so now we're heading into Angkor Wat. But we're going to be coming at it from the back side of Angkor Wat, not the front side. And I kind of actually enjoy this walk a little bit more. You get to see some other ancient ruins you don't normally get to see. Yeah, this is kind of a cool back entrance gate into Angkor Wat, and there's a really cool picture here you can get. Yes, it is very hot. It's February right now. We're right in the peak of tourist season, and we're at the beginning of the hot season. So there's definitely people here, but nothing in comparison to the morning. Between 5 and 7 a.m. it's just insane how many people are at Angkor Wat. So this is much, much better. Yeah, so it's about 10 o'clock in the morning and no one. It's pretty nice. I mean, you come here at other times of the day and these hallways are filled. It's impossible to get any kind of picture or video, but yeah, good time to come. The detail of these carvings is just unreal. The amount of work it would have taken. So that's the highest point you can go at Angkor Wat, is up there. I'm wearing shorts, so I'm technically not allowed to go up there. So I'm not gonna bother. I've been up there, it's a good view, highly recommend it, but I won't be doing that today. There's also a lot of construction happening up here. There's always a lot of construction happening at different sites in Angkor Park. They're constantly restoring, rebuilding, trying to maintain these sites. Okay, that's my very compressed mini tour of Angkor Wat. Of course, a person could spend a lot more time there. You could spend a whole day, really. There's so much to see. But the purpose of this video is to show you that you can avoid the crowds have an itinerary in mind where, yeah, you can escape the tour where you just go from one crowd to the next. That's what we were wanting to avoid, and I think we accomplished that. It's so much nicer when you can visit these sites and be able to enjoy just walking around peacefully, not being in lineups, getting the pictures and videos you want, and not having to wait for people to exit the frames. So it's just about 11, and now I'm heading to the pool. A lot of the resorts have these deals where you can enjoy their pool for the day for $5 and you get a free cocktail. So that's where I'm heading. Gorgeous out here. What a beautiful way to finish off this incredible day. I'm definitely coming back out here. Fields are so green. Amazing birds out here.